Have you ever stayed somewhere that was slowly breaking you? Not because you were weak, not because you didn't try, but because leaving felt like failure. Because you told yourself, I should be grateful, I owe them. I just need to endure a little longer. Many people never leave the places that hurt them. They simply rename the pain, they call it loyalty, they call it patience, they call it responsibility. This is a story about one man who believed staying proved his worth, and the quiet moment when he learned that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away. Stay with me until the end. There is a small, honest question waiting for you there, one that has helped many people finally name what they already felt but could not say out loud. Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by dusty roads and old stone houses, lived a young man named Arjun. Every morning before the sun rose, Arjun unlocked the doors of his uncle's shop. Every night, long after the village lights dimmed, he locked them again. Day after day, he worked without rest. He lifted heavy boxes until his back ached. He swept the floors until his hands cracked and burned. He served customers with patience and care. But no matter how hard he worked, it was never enough. When customers praised the shop, his uncle took the credit. When something broke or went missing, his uncle blamed Arjun. When Arjun stayed silent, his uncle called him lazy. Not once did his uncle say thank you. Slowly, something inside Arjun began to disappear. His laughter faded. His shoulders bent forward. His eyes lost their light. His friends noticed the change. One evening they asked him, "Why do you stay? You work harder than anyone, yet you are treated like nothing." Arjun lowered his eyes and answered quietly, "I cannot leave. My uncle gave me this job when no one else would. If I go, I am ungrateful. If I leave, I have failed." And so, he stayed. What Arjun told himself was temporary slowly became his entire life. Just one more season, he said. Just one more year. But every morning, his feet carried him back into the same shop, and every night his heart felt heavier than the one before. He believed that if he worked harder, if he proved himself enough, things would change. They never did. One evening, after his uncle shouted at him in front of customers, Arjun did not go home. He walked to the village well and sat alone. The water was calm and open, everything his life no longer felt like. An old woman came to draw water. She looked at him with gentle eyes and said, "You are carrying a heavy weight." Arjun swallowed and said, "I work hard, but it is never enough." The old woman sat beside him and said, "Come with me tomorrow morning. I want to show you something." Before dawn the next day, Arjun met her at the edge of the village. She led him to a small garden behind her house. 5 years ago, she said, I planted a young tree here, too close to the wall. The wall blocked the sunlight, so the tree bent and twisted, struggling to find the light. It worked so hard just to survive. Last month, I finally moved it. She pointed toward an open space in the garden. There stood a tree with bright green leaves and strong branches. This is the same tree, she said. The trunk still shows the curve from those hard years, but look at it now. The new branches grow straight. It is finally becoming what it was meant to be. Arjun felt his throat tighten. The old woman spoke softly. Sometimes staying is not loyalty. Sometimes staying is just fear. We think leaving means we failed. We think we must finish what we started, even if it breaks us. But a seed cannot grow in stone. Moving to better soil is not quitting. It is choosing life. Then she looked at him and said, "You are not a tree. You can walk away." Those words followed Arjun home. That night, he could not sleep. He thought about the bent tree and the years it spent twisted and struggling. How many years had he spent the same way? For the first time, he allowed himself to imagine a different life. Not a perfect one, just a life where he was not constantly bracing himself. The next morning, Arjun stood inside the shop. His hands were shaking, but his voice was steady. "Uncle, I am leaving," he said. "I thank you for the work, but I must go." His uncle's face turned red. "Ungrateful boy, after all I did for you." Guilt rose in Arjun's chest. He almost apologized, he almost stayed. Then he remembered the tree standing in the sunlight. "I am grateful," he said quietly, "but I cannot stay," and he walked out. No one stopped him, no one called him back. That first step away felt heavier than all the years he had stayed. His legs felt weak and his heart pounded. For a moment, he wondered if he had made a terrible mistake. But as he stepped into the morning air, something shifted, his shoulders lifted. He could breathe again. The weeks that followed were difficult. Arjun had little money. He took small jobs, carrying grain, mending fences, helping at the market. People noticed how hard he worked and how honest he was. Slowly, opportunities came. A merchant needed an assistant and hired Arjun. This time, when Arjun worked well, he was praised. When he made mistakes, he was taught, not shamed. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Arjun began to smile again, his back straightened, his spirit healed. One day, Arjun returned to the old woman's garden. The tree stood taller now, covered in blossoms. "Thank you," Arjun said. She smiled and replied, "You saved yourself. I only showed you what you already knew." Years passed, and Arjun built a good life. He never forgot the lesson of the tree. When something in his life made him smaller instead of helping him grow, he found the courage to walk away. He learned that leaving was not giving up. Sometimes leaving was the bravest thing he could do. Sometimes we are like that bent tree. We stay in jobs that crush our spirit. We stay in friendships that drain us. We stay in situations that make us less than we are because we believe leaving means failure. But there is no shame in walking away from what hurts you. There is no weakness in choosing your own growth. The people who truly care about you will understand. And if they do not, that may be another sign that you needed to leave. You are not a tree. You can move. You can choose different soil. And when you finally do, you will be amazed at how straight and strong you can grow. Before you go, I want you to ask yourself one simple question tonight, when everything is quiet. Do not answer quickly. If nothing changed, if this stayed exactly the same for the next 5 years, would I become more myself or less? You do not need a plan. You do not need to decide anything yet. Just notice the feeling in your body. Peace is a sign of alignment. Tightness is a sign of truth. Courage does not always begin with action. Sometimes it begins with finally listening. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe and stay with us. Thank you for listening.